An agreement to find ways to work more closely on security issues signed by the African Union and the European Union. The EU currently participates in security missions in Mali, Libya, Somalia, the Central African Republic and the Sahel region. But questions are also being raised about the relationship going forward, with the Cotonou Agreement, which underpins cooperation between the EU and the African, Caribbean and Pacific countries, known as the ACP, expiring in February 2020.
I'd like to get your impressions of whether some of the member states of the African Union would prefer to remain as a sort of African continent as opposed and perhaps let the sort of CP bit go a little bit.
Things have been changing in Europe, in Africa, and the decision was made in Africa. It is Africa that has been thinking about the framework for the coming negotiations. Since the beginning of 2000, a partnership has evolved with Europe. Now with our agenda, with our vision today, we want to be in a position to be talking to each other, one continent to another continent.
The African Union chairperson is under pressure from some powerful African capitals to force an African agenda outside of the ACP. But many West African nations would prefer to see a new deal stay closer to the Cotonou Agreement. It's been the framework for development, the attempt to eradicate poverty and justice issues between the EU and the ACP region since 2000. And Europeans are aware of this balance.
They want to work with the Africans, not for them. So for them, this is important to be seen as equal and powerful and interested partners for this negotiation.
European governments are set to decide next week what kind of mandate to give the EU Commission in renegotiating a treaty to replace the Cotonou Agreement. All these discussions are leading up to the African Union summit in Mauritania at the beginning of July. That's when we're really going to see how strongly the African Union member states are going to position the AU in negotiations around the world. Jack Parrock, SABC News, Brussels.